The Delhi government, for so many years, which had a social welfare department, had not really done much for the women in terms of its welfare. It is only after that case that a helpline had started by the Delhi Chief Minister called 181, and you can gauge the kind of response it got, that within a month I think it received 50,000 calls, and I mean till date it has received more than 5,52,000 calls from women across the city, and most of them were working women, young women, who felt that while traveling, while using public transport also, they face a lot of harassment, which they feel is part of their work, part of their routine, and they just turn a blind eye to it because that's how the system has become. Compensation is one thing, and rehabilitation of those victims is something which is missing, and which is why people really don't want to go forward and file a complaint, because they know that the system is a really long one. If you want to get compensation for it, you will have to wait for 2 to 3 years. Who is going to fight for that long? And which is why the Delhi government decided to have these fast track courts, and even the system of compensation, they tried to speed it up. So those were the things that were missing. I mean, the process has started. It is not that everything is hunky dory now, but at least people are more aware of it, and they can ask for their rights. The entire issue of the juvenile is also something which should be debated, because by virtue of being 17 or 18, that should not be the main criteria for for judgment. I feel that the crime has to be seen, the gravity of the crime should be the main focus for, judging certain cases. Because even in the case of the juvenile, he turned 18 after a few days. So just because he, was 17 and a half when he committed the crime, I feel it is a crime which should be the main focus, not the age of the juvenile. Before the 16th December gang rape, if a woman had to go forward and file a complaint, it was a cumbersome task. At least that after that case, police knows that we are being watched, right from the authorities to the media, everybody is watching them. So the least that they will do is that they will file a complaint. So I feel that at least has changed for the police. They have become more responsible in at least registering an FIR and initiating, the any sort of action against the culprit. There have been so many cases where just because there has been a complaint of molestation, people have been arrested. So I feel that that is a good thing. But of course, still half of our police force is doing the odd jobs and the VIP work. I think that is something that we need to focus on now. We should get our Delhi police back to make us safe rather than guarding the VIPs. I think that is something which still needs to be done.